Travellers to Singapore serving stay-home notices outside of government facilities will have to wear an electronic monitoring device. From Tuesday next week, the new rule will apply to Singaporeans, permanent residents, as well as long-term pass, work pass and student pass holders. Gwyneth Teo with more.
ICA officers currently pay a visit to those on stay-home notices once every 2 days. As the expected number of travellers increase given easing border restrictions, the authorities have come up with a less labour-intensive and thereby more sustainable way of tracking SHN compliance. This is vital to ensure that imported cases don't lead to community spread, with many countries experiencing a second wave of COVID-19 infections.
These days, this row of tables is where travellers receive their briefings about stay-home notices before they go on to clear immigration. Now, in future, travellers will also receive these two devices. This is a wristband that they have to wear for the entirety of the 14-day stay-home notice, and it communicates with this gateway device that plugs into a wall socket. Both of these devices have to be registered and activated on a phone app within a certain amount of time after arriving in Singapore.
With the role of the electronic monitoring system, we expect that the enforcement regime will shift from paying them regular visits to responding only when there is a potential violation that's being detected. We have limited resources to handle the amount of work that is being posed to us now. With the expected increase of persons served with stay-home notice, we need to make sure that we are able to sustain this SHN regime for the long term.
At the peak of travellers returning to Singapore in late March, there were some 40,000 people serving stay-home notices at the same time. ICA says it's progressively ramping up supplies to handle a similar volume if needed.
Initially, we started with prototyping to ensure that it was easy to use for the user. So, for example, what we did was we made the strap thinner, and also that the wristband was waterproof so that the users can carry on with their daily activities during the 14 days. And also, we have a user guide to teach the users how to install and put on the devices.
Throughout the 14-day stay-home notice, the wearer will need to acknowledge notifications on their phones linked to the device. Any attempt to leave the residence or tamper with the device will trigger an alert, unless it is for a COVID-19 test. The devices use GPS and Bluetooth signals and do not store personal data. They also cannot record voice or video.